What is up, everybody? This is Road to Recovery, back from vacation and feeling quite good. I wanted to talk about some of my other stories of a porn addict, and as I've mentioned before, it's difficult sometimes for me to tell these stories because I have so many to pick from. It's not necessarily a good thing, but it is also therapeutic in recovery to talk about these things because it gives time for being able to reflect on the scope of the problem and perhaps even give yourself a little bit of encouragement knowing how long you've been at this porn addiction issue. So, today I wanted to talk about something that had happened a long time ago, and you'll probably see a smile on my face because this story is it's embarrassing, but it happened a long time ago, and in the chaos, I can kind of laugh at it now. So, what had happened was I had gone on vacation with my family, and I think we were gone for about 2 weeks. We had left the country, we were completely outside of the US borders. And when we had come back, somebody had broken into our house. So, set the scene. We're getting out of the car, taking out suitcases, and as I'm getting up to the front of the house, I notice the doors open just a crack. And as I'm looking at this, I'm saying to myself, well, something bad's happening here because my mom triple checks everything. So somebody had clearly broken into the house. And as I walk in, my parents are in tow, and my dad immediately starts to see the nature of what's going on. And oh no, he runs back to his office. That's because that's where he's got valuable things. And my mom had went over to the kitchen, and she was like checking the kitchen area. So I naturally went, as a teenage boy, straight to my bedroom. So as I'm going down the hallway to where my bedroom's at, I open up the door, and the room is completely trashed. Whoever broke into the house, they had decided to only trash my room. So I imagine it was other teenagers, although I don't suspect it was anybody I know who did it. I think it was just random teens. Anyway, I walk in and my room's just trashed. Um, my mom had immediately did a spot check on everything else in the house and came back to follow me in and walked in and like saw my room trashed. And it wouldn't be so bad if it was just trashed and that was the end of it. No, no, no. The people who broke in found my porn stash, took the magazines and just ripped them up and just threw the porn everywhere. There's like porn all over the ground. And so, as I am looking in shock and terror about what had happened in my room, my mom is behind me and she walks in and sees all this porn scattered everywhere. Oh my god. Oh, poor mom. What did your son do? For whatever reason, my dad's probably the biggest porn accumulator in the house. I don't recall them ever having done anything to the rooms, or at least not that I was aware of. So they didn't do anything to his porn stash. It was just mine. They didn't steal a lot from our house. I think a couple of coin collections, and oddly enough, they left stuff that was worth money. Like my dad had left his gold watch behind, and they didn't take that. But they saw fit to trash my room and tear up my porn. So yeah, that was super embarrassing. And oddly enough, there wasn't much of a conversation between my mom and I about what had happened. I don't know if she ever wanted to confront me. It wouldn't be the first time she had come across, some of my porn stash, but that was the one time where you just couldn't deny it. It was there. Um, and I was 15, 16 years old at the time. But looking at it, if I'm going to be constructive for just a second, I'm middle aged now, and thinking about how long I've been at this. In other words, at collecting porn and using porn. Um, it's been a while. Here I am talking about my teenage years and talking vividly about this memory, and it's one of tens of hundreds of memories that I am going to share. Um, it's reflective about how much this behavior pattern has had a hold of me and has had a hold of my cognitive processes. Because, as a young man, as a middle-aged man, sex, and the idea that I could get into that pornography at any time I wanted to feel good is part of the problem, but also part of the therapy. Acknowledging the fact that I've been at this for a really long time and that it's difficult to break from a behavior pattern that you've been holding on to for decades. So there's that, right? And it's therapeutic to talk about it. So I talk about these things with you guys, but I also talk about it with my sponsor. And I've had some conversations with. I'm sure he's probably hearing stories I haven't even told him yet. That's the benefit of doing these video diaries, is that I sometimes I'll pull out a memory that I even forgot about. But the benefit of doing this and being able to talk about it out loud is the therapeutic reflection about how bad this problem actually was in my life and how much of a hold it had over my cognitive processes. So I'm hoping what this is going to do is allow you to have the courage to find somebody else to be able to have conversations openly about your pornography use. And I'll add that I was working with somebody a couple of months ago. He was a younger man than I, and his porn addiction ended up getting him arrested. And I encouraged him to, find somebody else to talk with, a close confidant, whether it was a recovery buddy or, get himself a sponsor. And what he did is he actually started confiding in one of his college roommates. And he was very nervous about that whole process and was kind of wondering, what would they say, what would they do? But he trusted him. And to his surprise, the college roommate was nothing but encouraging. Like, it was a great listening ear, tried to help him out and encouraged him as he was struggling through his process. And there was a happy ending to that one because he ultimately got out from underneath his own legal purview. So he got free and clear. And once he was free and clear, he kept on working that recovery process. I was so proud of him, and I think that's a one true thing that a lot of people can get out of this. There's always a road to redemption, and as long as you work the recovery process, you too can find yourself being free and clear of this behavior pattern that you're stuck in. And sometimes all it just takes is being open and honest with yourself and being able to say out loud all the things that are stuck in your head. And for me, reflecting on my own personal history is sometimes the best medicine. Anyway, I hope you found this informative. Hope you're having a great summer, and stay on that road to recovery.